What's up? What's up? It's your girl Hasina.
What's up, y'all? It's Dr. Lanisha.
And it's your homie for another homie, Dr. Love. I don't know what that is, but
Welcome to Three the Hard Way, where the conversations are real and the truth is unfiltered.
Look, let me remind y'all that it's your favorite ladies. We're talking honestly about the wild, wonderful, and sometimes messy world of life and relationships.
and even on this spooky Sunday, we here to keep it a buck. We here to keep it real, tell authentic stories. We want to make sure that everybody feels an atmosphere where they can be seen.
And it doesn't matter what your relationship status is, married, dating, single, it's complicated. Trust me, there will be something in this podcast for you.
Listen, this is your space for laughing, reflecting, getting a little spooky, and taking the actionable steps to live the life of your dreams.
Yeah, we are here to do the hard work and the heart work together. Y'all ready to jump in?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, so our homie.
Yes, y'all. Look, glows and grows on this spooky episode. Okay, let me tell y'all something I was super excited about. I had the opportunity to feel the nostalgia in my living room last night. I watched the verses with no limited cash money, baby.
Oh
When
my
I
God.
tell y'all, a time was had. A time was had. I was in there talking about freak hoes,
I'm
and
done.
you know I did it for the 2000. My
Oh, yeah.
daughter came downstairs like, mind your business, just
Damn.
mind your business, okay? So
Hilarious.
that was a glow. That was something I was excited about.
I love
Um,
it.
I don't actually have a grow right now because I am focusing on the glows. So being able to experience that nostalgia, I had my denim jacket on. Listen, y'all, I'm a
Hey.
millennial through and through. I am going to wear my denim jacket and throw up the peace sign. So that was my week in a nutshell.
She
I
had fun.
love it.
She had fun. Let me get a little
Whoa!
2000, 2000 hand clap.
Facts.
I was saying, what about you?
My grows and glows this week. I've been locked in. No, I am back in school, and my load is getting a bit heavy. But I gotta say, I handled this. I handled it very well this week. I stayed on task. I'm caught up on all my assignments, and I'm proud. That's my grows and glows for this week. Your girl been standing on business.
Woo! On business. Okay. Mine
What you
probably sound,
got?
I was gonna say mine probably sounds similar to the 2000. So my glow, I'm starting my glow. My glow is I actually played a little pickleball this weekend. And I'm proud because I was nervous. When I tell you they be in there, it's very rare that I like get nervous, but they be in there like they in the Olympics. Okay. And I'm just like, let me
Real.
do this beginner's run. But I still was a little timid. And I'm like, gee, I'm talking to myself, right? How you gonna get into it if you don't get into it? So I showed up. We had a little beginners group. So I guess that's my growth as well. Like I'm
That's good.
getting better at my little craft, but it's also my self-care. It's also my little outlet. It's my little me time. So your
Mhm.
girl trying to get it together with pickleball. So I'm gonna give myself a hand clap for doing
Yes.
that. Oh my
Shout out.
goodness. I'm so
All
lame.
right.
So with that being
No, you're
said,
not.
we ready to get into the topic because I ain't out here with these ears on my cat lady vibe for nothing.
Hey,
Exactly. Let's
can
get
we
into it.
before we get into it, can we remind the folks to send us their stuff for shout outs?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because I know we're not the only one with things that need to be shouted out. So y'all got to let us
Right.
know.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to shoot us a DM, send us an email. Like, we want to know what's going on. And if you got a business, we want to shout you out.
Yes.
For
Yes.
real.
So I'll make sure we put that email up towards the end, so we can get an email. You can DM
Yeah,
us. What are you proud of? Who is someone else you proud of? Just give it to us.
definitely.
Okay.
Don't hesitate.
Okay.
All right.
So we talking about vampires this week.
Yes.
You want to jump in, Hasina? You want to get it started?
In the spirit of Halloween, y'all, we are talking about vampires, but not the kind with fangs. We are talking about energy vampires. People who drain your energy, try to steal your joy, rob you of your peace. We have all encountered one
Mhm.
at some point in our lives. Maybe some of us have been one. So, we're going to talk about today how to spot them and how to protect yourself from them. And if you love them dearly, even how you can help bring them out of the evil pits of hell that they reside in.
But help you get the evil pet.
So let's get
Ooh.
into it.
I'm sorry. I learned how to do the sounds, so I
I'm loving the sounds.
want
Like,
to
yes, we
sound
need
every
all of
every
that.
time. So so I'll kick it off with for me. I feel like people who come to take and not give. I'm thinking more so friendships, relationships that have been in my life where you always need something, you always want something, but where's the reciprocity? Like,
Yes.
and so I've been even evaluating some current relationships. Yeah. Hmm.
Mhm.
Because if I'm always checking on you, looking out for you, trying to make sure I'm holding you down if you need it, and you don't even ask me how I'm doing from time to time, if I need anything, you
We
might as well stick stick the fangs in because you getting what you need. And I think some people either wired that way. I don't know if you was the only child, you was the youngest. You've been spoiled your whole life. But if you come
look,
to see how what I can do for you all the time, then I don't know if I want you in my life.
energy vampire.
Ooh. Listen, y'all. So I'm gonna bring examples. Okay. An
What you
example
got?
that I have is that one upper friend or that silent competitor.
Ooh,
You know
Not
that
over.
friend where you tell them that you have done something, or you maybe you shared that you completed your degree, and they like, well, that's cool, but I got mine. It didn't take me that long to get mine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really have to do all that to get
yep,
mine, and I'm like, well, damn. Or you buy a new house, and they like, this nice. I like your little kitchen. I like
child.
those little window treatments. Whole time, where you get them from? Then you find out that they trying to do the same thing. I do not enjoy a friend who cannot let you have your moment. And
Wow.
because I'm giving examples, maybe I have been that friend because sometimes I didn't feel heard. So somebody would share something and then I'll start talking about myself, not intentionally to steal
Yeah,
the spotlight or anything. So that is something that I had to, think about and consider. And I
yeah.
try not to do that. But yeah, it's
That's a good
that's
one.
a real energy drain. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, sometimes you start to shrink your excitement. You stop sharing the, special moments, the wins, the
Yeah.
big wins. You stop doing that. And so I consider the one upper friend or the person that's always competing with you as
Mm.
an energy vampire. Stop that shit.
That's a good one. So far, we got the taker and we got the hater.
Ooh.
So let's move on to, for me, I'm going to throw out the complainer. I hate it
Mm,
with every fiber of my being.
Oh,
A person who
mm,
always has a problem, but they never have a solution.
yikes.
mm.
For me, it's like if you practice any form of gratitude, you cannot sit around and complain all day.
Mm.
It's quite literally
Right.
impossible. So I'm definitely gonna have to throw
Mhm.
the complainer out. And Niche, I like how you took accountability. I'm gonna do the same thing. I used to find myself complaining when things didn't go my way or when people didn't do what I felt like they should have done, control
Mm.
issues. But once you realize or a real friend points it out to you, you have the option to make a change. So once it only took one friend to let me know, like, that shit ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? DOA, I'm done. Like, and I want to make sure we keep that theme in this show. If you do love somebody that's an energy vampire, if you got a hater or a taker in your life,
Mm.
let them know. Because sometimes we sit silent with these people and they need to know that shit ain't cool.
Yeah, yeah. I I was gonna say, like, since y'all took accountability already. My vampirism is more so like run off on the plug type vibes, like fight, flight, or freeze. My flight. I put my Jordans on and I time real good and tight. And so,
Damn.
for me, it's been I'm just gonna dead stuff. I'm just gonna end it. You're not gonna hear back from me ever again. And do I still do that from time to time? Yeah, it probably happened earlier this year. But I'm still working on myself because the issue is if I keep, to your point, Hasina, if I keep things in my life and I'm not expressing my concern, I'm not being straight up about how I feel, and then one day I just abscond, I just
Yeah.
bounce. Like, that's not always cool. Sometimes I be having moments where I'm like, dang. They don't even know if I'm alive or not. And the other monkey on the other shoulder be like, so they ain't did done for you anyway.
That
So
part.
but just trying to be true to myself and true to other because
Yeah.
to your point, some people don't even know.
They don't.
You didn't offended
Yeah.
me, you didn't broke boundaries. And so instead of me communicating that, now I didn't turn into somebody I don't need to be. And if y'all get where
But
I'm
it's tough, y'all, when it's somebody very close to you, your partner, your kids,
mm,
a parent. That's when it gets tough. Like, it's easy to cut off somebody who don't really hold no weight in your life. But when that person sleep next to you every day or
mm-hmm.
you birthed them, it's like
Mm,
that's when you really have to make sure that you communicate because you obviously want them to be the best version of themselves. And
Yeah.
they can't do it draining energy.
That part. So we have a responsibility in essence because
Yeah.
you could say you got, vampires in your life, but then if you're not communicating why you feel like there's a
Yeah.
lack of reciprocity, why you feel, whatever, then they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And then you're going to kind of suck yourself into the behavior.
Yes.
I've been in situations, I'm not even going to lie, where I felt like you took from me, and so I just wait for it. And then now I got an agenda. Now my relationship with you is transactional. Like I'm getting payback, and I had to like check myself
That's
about.
a fact.
Yeah, I'm like, you
Yep.
can't be in a relationship with somebody. Like I literally would have an ex come back around, and I'm like, oh okay, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, remember that chick?
Same.
Remember that situation? Remember that? And I just now I'm on mission to get my payback, and you don't even know it. Why I got now I'm acting like you.
Yep.
Now I'm
Sucked you right on in.
suck me right on.
dang,
Now I got the.
damn.
So look, I think sometimes people don't realize it's happening, like you said, love. So let's identify a couple behaviors that indicate somebody might be an energy vampire. So the first one for me If your phone ring and you feel like, damn, and you gotta
They
think
call.
about if you want to answer it, that person might be an energy vampire. Like, don't front. I know y'all done had that
Mhm.
phone ring and you dread picking it up.
Yes. I get
Yes.
anxiety when I see the name pop up. That has happened. I see your name pop up and it gives me a little anxiety. Like, what do you want?
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's bad.
not a good sign. That's a red flag.
You right.
For real.
Yep.
Here's another sign you dealing with the energy vampire. You start over explaining or defending yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? For what? You
Absolutely.
start telling them all the reasons why you can't do something. You start telling them, or no, it wasn't like that. It was okay. I understand. My bad. I missed your call, but in real life, it's not really my bad. I missed your call because I didn't want to answer in the first place. Like,
You know
that's
what?
another sign you're dealing with the energy vampire.
I
Absolutely.
listen. I literally did that with you. So right because I'm just gonna expose this one chick. I thought we was cool, but every time she would hit me up, she wanted me to get involved in her business. One of those what them pyramids. Every time
Oh
she
God.
hit me up, hey girl,
Yeah.
what you doing? Nothing. What's up with
Hmm.
you? Nothing. I got a meeting. Can you come to a meeting on? Why am I going to a meeting on Sunday? Every time
Yeah.
she would, and then here I go explaining. Well, I got the kids. It's Sunday dinner. Cut off because if all you want is to recruit some people for your period, just leave me out of that. But I
Right.
need
Absolutely.
to be upfront about that. I don't want to be a part of your pyramid business. Leave me alone.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And no is a complete sentence. You don't
It,
always owe somebody an explanation. But
period.
that brings me to another sign of somebody who's an energy vampire. Anybody that makes you feel guilty for setting boundaries,
Mm,
steer clear.
wow. It's getting real spooky around here. So
It's getting spooky.
it's getting
Steer
spooky.
clear. If you can't make it, if you don't want to go, if you don't have the capacity to make it to somebody's birthday party or they kids graduation, whatever it is, there's a number of things because life be life.
Right.
If you can't make it and they try to make you feel guilty about it,
Yeah.
big
Yep.
time red flag. Like, whatever my boundaries are, they are to protect me, my space, my peace, my energy. And anybody that really loves you and cares about you, gonna respect that.
Mhm. Mhm. I'm
Here's
about.
another one, y'all. Go
Mm.
ahead, love.
No, 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 no. Go ahead, because I'm about to get petty. You can wait.
Oh, I was gonna say another example of an energy vampire is someone who you feel responsible for their emotions.
Oh, that's good.
That's tough.
Right? You ever had that friend where you like, or anybody in your life where you have to double check what you say before you say it. You don't say certain things because you fear that their feelings are gonna get hurt. Um, I had a family member that I had an issue with, and I didn't want to tell them about the issue because I thought that they would partake in some behaviors that would not be healthy for them because they felt hurt by what I said or sad or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was an energy drainer and energy vampire, I'll say. Um, but it took me a while, to your point, Hasina, to actually separate myself from that person because I was so invested in making sure that their emotions were accounted for in everything that I did or said. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
girl,
draining.
you barely dealing with your own emotions. So you might have to let them have theirs while you deal with
Yeah,
yours.
that is so good.
That's tough.
And I have that experience in relationship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just having a partner that's hypersensitive and you feel like you gotta tiptoe can't really speak your mind or express your
Uh-oh.
true thoughts. Like, that's tough because if you don't get it out, you're carrying it now. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that shit gets very heavy.
Yeah.
So for that, like, yeah, that's a good
Here's
one.
one thing though. We have to take accountability for the fact that they never asked us to take up responsibility for their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Absolutely.
it's us. Sometimes it's us. Like with the example of my family member or even with the sensitive partner, like they're allowed to be sensitive. Now, how you respond to it and how you actually, really show up as yourself, that's
Yeah.
another thing. Because sometimes they're not asking us to take responsibility. We just start doing it because of how their emotions make us feel. At least in my
Okay, Tasha,
situation.
that's good.
Okay. Okay.
That's very good.
My petty moment was this is a little off kilter, but I'm thinking about women in particular talking to me about men that they're interested in and they're remote and their plans to travel to see these people. And so then my question is always, you traveling yourself or is this person sending for you? And
Ooh,
I just feel like if you kick off any situationship where you got to put more investment in on the front end, so
good.
I mean, if y'all want to split the first date, that's your choice. But if you got to fly yourself to LA to see this man or
That's
woman,
why.
I just feel like that might be kicking it off. If y'all that excited to spend some time with each other, that means we somebody getting one way here and one way back. We gonna spend, but don't be paying to go see people. I'm sorry, I just.
I gotta agree with you. And when you start, I don't know, in my expert opinion, when you start a relationship out that way, it don't go in the other direction. You will find yourself picking up tabs and buying more gifts than you receive, and it's not a good look. Like, that's, yeah, that's a hard fucking no for me.
So start
Nah,
off on the right foot. Start off on the. Don't be so pressed. Okay, because
that part.
we was just talking about what online dating a week or two ago.
Yep.
It's cool to meet people, but just be paying attention. If y'all meeting and then y'all splitting the bill, that's one thing. But if you got to travel, ain't no gas money involved. Nah, that's why I say I'm being petty. Because if you need gas money, you probably your ass probably shouldn't be on a date in the first place.
You might
But
need to stay at home.
well, I had somebody tell me once he met a chick online. And she probably was a vampire. And she was like, "Hey, I'd love to have dinner, but I don't know how I'm gonna get there." And he sent her
Oh,
gas money. I said, "That's a player right there." But she was probably a vampire. So anyway, I
nine
digress.
times out.
I digress.
Okay, so let's talk about how to protect ourselves from these energy vampires.
Mm,
So I'll give the first one.
okay.
I'm going to say limit access. Limit access to these people. They should not feel comfortable calling your phone every day to begin with.
Mm,
So you have to limit their access to you and set some boundaries to where they don't feel comfortable draining you.
boundaries.
I think that's the first thing.
Can't clap for the boundaries.
One
Um,
time for the boundary check.
we out of line today. So I was thinking boundaries, um, but I'm gonna say this is something that's probably bigger than we might need a whole segment about this.
Uh oh.
Being patient, because I think sometimes we so focused on having people in our lives or having something, someone, and if you don't feel like it's a good fit, you have to be willing to be patient. That's with relationships, with friends. So
Yes.
okay, this person is super fun, this person's super fine. Yes, God made
Yeah.
more of those, so if you
Yes.
are fitting a square peg into a triangle, like be willing to be patient with your relationships with yourself and love yourself enough to say, you know what, if the right people not in my life right now, I can believe that they're coming and I could be good with myself. But
Yes.
I'm big on,
Mhm.
if you spending time with the wrong folks, the right folks think you booked and busy. So sometimes you gotta shave the fat and just be willing to be
Yep.
patient with the process.
I love that.
Yeah. Ooh, I do too. Look, I was gonna say because I'm all for auditing. Audit your energy holes. Audit the people that you feel like might be draining your energy, and maybe you don't realize it. But do that regular audit. I would say, at
Yeah.
minimum once a month. But sometimes I find myself every 2 weeks, like, oh, what
Yeah.
did who did I talk to? Did I feel depleted? And sometimes after
Yeah.
conversations, I'll pay attention to how I feel, how my body feels. Like, do I feel
Yeah.
depleted or nourished? Am I am I
That's
emotionally
good.
charged or am I emotionally drained? And creating that time to be intentional with yourself and honest and transparent with yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are not honest and transparent with ourselves about who the energy vampires are in our lives because they might be the person that lays next to us, because they might be our children, because they might be that
Yeah.
um friend that we've known for a long time, and we just allow them to continue to drain our energy. But then, and for those listening, you might want to hold your edges, but then we complain to other people about, oh man, I just don't know why my relationship with this person is like this, I just don't know that,
Mm.
because you haven't did that audit and you haven't been honest and transparent with yourself about who this person is, how they add value or not add value, or whether
Yes.
or not they're draining your energy. You got to
Hmm.
be honest and pay attention.
There you go.
I love that. I love that niche. And to that point, I do want to say that it's okay if you got a friend or a family member that might be going through a hard time
Hmm.
and they need you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You might have to sit on the phone for that hour and be an ear,
Yeah.
or sit
absolutely.
on a couch and be a shoulder.
Yeah.
We are not speaking against that. But what we are saying is know your limits.
Yeah.
Don't give so
Mhm.
much to where you have nothing left for yourself.
Hmm.
Right, right. And identify those people that only call you when they want something.
Mm.
Like,
Exactly.
only call you when they want to vent, only call you or are around you when they want to get information about your area of expertise. Yes,
Mm.
I'm
Yes.
getting specific with this.
Now you spot on, Dr. Niche, or want to borrow money. Like I literally only hear from you when you short on your bills. Like no, no, that
Right.
don't work like that.
Yeah. Yeah. We gonna did that. Okay. Well, I'm just curious. Does this have anything to do with our group chat this week, or did y'all have more about the vampires before we
Let's
pivot?
get into the group chats.
Because I'm just curious. Just curious.
All right, from the group chat. This is where our lovely listeners have DM'd or emailed us with the situation that they are going through and need some advice with. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. My best friend is definitely an energy vampire. Every time she calls me, it's drama.
Mm,
I love her, but after hanging up, I feel like I need a nap and a sage stick.
dang.
How do I keep my peace without ghosting her? So,
I'm sorry. I'm petty today.
this is so crazy, man. I used to have a friend like that. Oh my God, it was
My
so
homie got a
bad.
homie like this.
It was so hard. Okay, sis,
Mhm.
look. I feel like you literally answered your own question in your letter. Sage her in spirit. When you sage in your house, honey, call out her name. You already said you love her. Speak positivity over her character so that she can shed some of this drama that she's feeding into you. Like, it might be a little woo woo, but for me, I full heartedly believe and saging to clean your space, and saging to clean spirits and energies, sage her in spirit. Then have an open, honest conversation with her about how you feel. She
Mm-hmm.
probably don't even know.
Mm.
So many times we carry on about our day and we go through the motions of life just being who we know how to be. And if nobody ever tells you you're doing something wrong, you often don't know.
Mm.
So that's my advice. Sage that baby in spirit and then have an open, honest conversation with her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna jump
Doctor,
in.
what you think? Or is it love? Who want to take it?
I was gonna jump in real fast because I promise this. I'm not gonna try to expose my homie, but this sounds like one of my homies. The relationship with
Damn.
her and her buddy. And my question to her was, "What are you getting out of this relationship?" Because the woman always come around when she needs some. Life is always terrible until you loan her that $500-600 and she can handle.
Mm-mm.
It's like, what are you getting out of it? And I had to ask my homie, like, do you like the drama secretly, or
Good question. Yep.
right? Like, because if you like the drama secretly, then it comes with a cost. you know, Sometimes energy vampires be having a world of a time. They be having all types of interesting things to talk about, but it come with a price. Okay,
That's
Yep.
good, love.
so you got to pick your
Yeah.
poison. If you decide you want to have a clean, fresh kind of spirit atmosphere, then that means that you may have to give up the tea from time to time, and it's okay. Like sometimes I don't even want no tea. Now, some good tea, it's good from time to time. But if it come with a cost and it's draining and it's heavy
You
and it's
know,
persistent, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
we need
Ooh.
that balance.
I
What you think, Dr. Niche? Should she
look.
just
I piggy.
should she dead the hoe or try to help out?
I I do not think so. If you haven't, because y'all know I'm big on communication, so I'm piggybacking off of both of y'all. If you haven't communicated with her that this is how one she makes you feel, or what you are observing in the friendship, then I don't think that you should just ghost. Ghosting is not always the healthiest either. It leaves the other person feeling like, well, damn, did something happen? Are they okay? What's going on? Now, don't get it twisted. I do believe that there are some situations where you have to ghost them hoes, okay? But in this situation, if this is your friend, I would also add that you have to evaluate this friendship,
Mhm.
right? Evaluate whether or not you still feel connected in this relationship. Evaluate whether you have some expectations of this friend, and apparently this friend has expectations of you as well. You must look at that, because if you ghost her because she only come around when, with drama,
Mhm.
well, a part of you knows that this is a drama friend. So, and you still decided to be friends with this person. So now what do we do? And if you can't have that conversation about the direction of your friendship, the expectations that you might have in
Mhm.
the friendship, then you know, you got to evaluate the type of friend you are as well. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? We are always able to look at the other person, but
Yeah.
it starts with us too. So we have to pay attention to ourselves as well. And look,
Mhm.
when it comes to these expectations, y'all, you can't automatically assume that someone else is going to buy into the expectations that you have of a relationship. You
That's
have
true.
to allow people to accept or decline those expectations, or make some, leave some space to make modifications, I'll say. But don't just
I love
ghost her. Have the conversation, and if it continues, then you know what you got to do. I'm gonna advocate for you protecting you.
I
Hello.
love that. Y'all, great, great points. Everybody don't deserve a seat at our energy table.
Uh-huh.
And if you leaving with more than you came with, then we gonna have to reevaluate the situation.
Hello. Hello.
Point
I,
period.
and I will
Wish
say
you
this.
the best, sis. Do what you gotta do. That's our advice on that.
I'll say to niche point, and then we can hit this pull up challenge if y'all ready. Um,
Right.
I've had to evaluate the type of friend that I am, just to your point, and it's like I said, that putting on my Jordans, that's one element. But I had to think about, I'll think in my head like, dang, when the last time this person reached out to me? And then I'll be like, when the last time I reached out to them? And
Mhm.
sometimes
Yep.
we're wanting something from someone that we're not giving in return. And so if you put that best foot forward and you realize, okay, I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm trying to make it clear the type of person I want to be in your life. And if it's not reciprocated, then you still need to have that communication. But then I think, yeah, you can go ahead and love somebody from a distance.
Move around. Exactly.
I love you,
Yep.
sis, from over there.
I love
You
it.
know?
Love it.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
well, are y'all ready
Thank
for?
you for writing in and trusting us with the advice. We hope that it
Yes.
works out and give us an update.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that
All right.
leads right into the pull up challenge. Okay.
I,
Because, you know, we're talking about energy vampires, vampires, engine, people who take, people who hate. Just if we can bring reciprocity and positivity to each other, then you know what we're doing. So the pull up challenge, Dr. Niche mentioned evaluating,
I like it. Yep.
auditing, right? So the pull up challenge is let's take that advice. Like let's audit our relationships this next week.
Mm.
Now you ain't got to get a pen and paper and call people and start asking questions, but maybe you just think about the people that are in your cipher and just kind of evaluate. Am I giving what I should be given? Am I receiving what I like to receive? And
I
if
love it.
you hear this message and one or two people automatically pop up in your mind, then that might be a sign.
That's it.
That might be a sign.
Hmm.
You know. So
Ignore it.
that's the challenge. Let's audit
Okay.
our friends and even maybe even our loved ones. And we're not saying you got to come up with a solution, but just start thinking about, are there people who are really draining my energy, my spirit, my resources, my finances. I mean,
That's good. Okay, I can do that. I got a couple names in mind.
already got,
Listen,
already got some on the target on the list. Already got some on the hit list.
I got to do my part. I got to do my part. Can't say I didn't tell you.
They say I
mhm.
didn't tell you. I love that. Well, we got through it. So how y'all feeling? Y'all got any last couple tips? What you thinking?
Um, I would just end by saying protect your spiritual hygiene. You know, we made light of it, but in all seriousness, you have to protect your spiritual hygiene. Um, Otherwise, you will find yourself in this like death loop almost
Mm-hmm.
of just
Mhm.
never feeling um, the satisfaction from your relationships that you deserve because you're in essence just pacifying people's behavior instead
Mhm.
of calling it out, holding them accountable, and then allowing space for both of you to decide if this is good for either of you.
I love it.
Something sticking with the topic of audits, at least this is what I'm gonna do for me with this pull-up challenge. Love, I love these pull-up challenges, bro. We gonna have to get some updates on these pull-up challenges. But one of the things that I would say is to audit yourself. Are you an energy vampire?
Uh oh.
So that's what I would say. Audit yourself too. While we auditing everybody else, audit yourself too.
I
That's
love that.
that's right. Um, well, on that note, I think y'all said it all.
We
So
got work to do.
got some work to do.
I love it. Well, listen, guys, send us an email if anything that was talked about today hit home for you. If you have a listener letter, you want to send us an email and drop it in the DMs. We
Yes.
would greatly appreciate it. And remember, if you want to be shouted out, or if you have somebody else you want to shout out, have
Yes.
a business you want us to mention, send us an email, y'all. Don't be shy.
Yes.
Also, y'all, this podcast started off with engagement. Dr. Love reminded us about
Yes.
this earlier. So if you would like to be a guest or you would like to be interviewed, jump on a future episode of It's Three the Hard Way podcast, let us know. Send us an email, send us a DM. Talk to us, y'all. We talk back. Come on in. We would love to hear your perspectives.
I love it. I love it.
Go ahead, club right there. So what we will do, and we out of here, what we will do is make sure you all see the topic that's coming up. So if you see a topic of interest, um, just hit us up and we'll say, yes, we'll send you a link. Come talk to us. I know we got some interesting conversations underway. So look out for those posts about the upcoming topics. Okay?
I love it. This was fun. Thank y'all for listening. Until next time.
We
It's three
out.
the hard way, y'all.
Right.